Hello and welcome to another Van Tech Tuesday. Yes, it's just me, so we're talking tech. Today I want to talk to you about the Bluetti PowerOak AC200. Bluetti and PowerOak's the same company, two different brand names I guess depending on which part of the world you're in, and the model I'm looking at today is the AC200. So you guys know, if you've been watching the channel from late last year, that we've had this in the van and we've been doing various things with it just to really get a grips of what this can do. This isn't just your average power bank. Let's go through the specs and you might understand why. So in this power bank is a lithium battery pack. It's about 165 amp hours of lithium battery pack. Included in the same pack is a 2 kilowatt pure sine wave inverter that can peak over 4 kilowatts. You've also got two outputs for that, so you can plug two different 240 devices in there. This will run for 2,000 watt hours. So this is the one use we never thought we'd have, but when the solar power on the off-grid campsite cuts out halfway through your washing cycle, you need one of these. Although it is complaining right now.
You say it's complaining about something.
Because it's over 2,000 watts. The system's not far off what we've got installed here really, with our inverter, our batteries and everything else. But what brings it into a kind of van life thing for me is it's got 25 amp hour special 12 volt connection, and it's a regulated 12 volt as well, so it means that it is actually going to deliver 12 volts. It's not going to go up or down. It's a lithium battery. Although the batteries inside it are running around about 50 volts, it's producing a regulated 12 volt output, and that can just be a cigarette lighter, or it can be the little barrel connections, or the special connection on the front there, which is a weatherproof and mechanically secured connection, I guess you'd call it, and that is 25 amp. Why is that important? Well, put it this way, if I have our fridge on, all the lights on, charging everything via USB, and we've got maybe the TV on, maybe we've got the diesel heater on and everything else, we would struggle to pull 25 amps all in one go. And I mean everything that you can possibly do. Literally, if you don't want to do electrics, just plug the AC200 into your 12 volt system and that's your battery system done. Internally, like I say, it's got this pure sine wave inverter, but it's also got the ability to charge while you're driving from 12 volts. So we've currently got the engine running, and we've powered the AC200 off 12 volts, and it goes in that little barrel connector at the side there. And on the display now it actually shows how much we're getting. So 100 watts of power. And we've done that by telling it on the display that the DC input isn't the solar panel, but it's the car. So if you want to fast charge the little PowerOak Bluetti, you can put two panels in series. The maximum of this is 700 watts. So I don't really want to put another panel and test that. The mains charge is about 450 watts, I think. So the fact that it's getting 423 or 430 off those two panels, and they're not exactly positioned correctly for the sun right now. And their little 240 charger pack produces around about 400 watts thereabouts, and they say that'll charge within 4 to 5 hours from being almost flat. And because it's lithium, you can take it down to like 5%. I like to thoroughly test things. I want to make sure that if I say I love this product, go buy it if you need it, that you can understand that I've properly tested it. So I've taken it down so it shuts itself off many times, probably more than 10-15 times, and it still boots up no problem. The internal software and all the components inside obviously protect it so that it's still left with enough power that it can start still working if you plug in a charge source. So yes, you can actually take it down to 0 if you want, just so it shuts off. But to be safe, 20% is normally alright for lithium batteries. And as far as everyone's concerned about lithium batteries, this, that and the other, it's got 3,500 life cycles, that's charge cycles to it. And even at that point, they basically still say it'll still keep 80% of power. Our lithium batteries have got 2000 charge cycles, and I've calculated that to be about 18 years. So this one's got 3500 charge cycles. So I mean, this thing's going to be around for a long time. You are going to get your money's worth out of it. And let's not ignore money's worth either, because it's over £2,000 this thing. But the fact that you're going to get your money's worth for decades out of it, I think does make some headway towards making that seem more affordable. Like I say, plug everything in 12 volt wise, cigarette lighter wise. It's got USB ports on there, USB-C with a PD 60 watt charging port on it as well. You can also do wireless charging on the top as well. It is heavy. I wouldn't say it's portable, although it's got handles. If there are two of you to carry it around, that's alright, but it does weigh around about 30 kilograms. Again, it's got everything inside it. So let's just break down that cost again, the £2,000 cost. My batteries are almost £2,000. My inverter was almost £400. Let's exclude all the other things I've got in my van, then that's it. With that, all the wiring, all the other things like MPPT controllers, B2B controllers, all that kind of stuff, USB ports, anything like that, I'm there already. I've spent my money, and all I've bought is batteries and an inverter. So this thing, all in one, gives you that, but you've got everything you need to run and gun with it. Like I say, we've been using it for all sorts of things. Just off the top of my head now, we've used it as an actual hookup for the van. So start off by doing what you'd normally do and put your hookup cable to your hookup point in your van. Lay your cable out. Never ever coil your cable. Always make sure your cable is totally extended. Never coiled, never looped or anything like that. Otherwise you'll generate electricity, and it being looped around, you'll cause it to heat up and you'll cause a fire. Now, get the adapter and plug it into the other end that would normally go into the Sites Electric that gives you a 3-pin plug. Come up to your power oak, find your 3-pin connector and connect it in. And on this one we're going to go AC on. And right now that gives us AC all the way through the van. It's that easy. Obviously now you can decide, are you going to charge the van? Are you going to power a kettle or some other appliance? Are you going to plug in some work tools or something like that? Whatever you're doing, this now is your van hooked up. We're using this little special connector into the front of the power oak. We can have a shower, we can put the hot water on because our Truma boiler is LPG and electric, so that runs off it, no problem at all. We can have the heating running off it, which we did. As you know, when we got back from Spain early in January, we had an awful winter to deal with and the heating problems and that kind of stuff. And the AC200 was something we could really rely on because, it genuinely was something that we got a couple of days out of to charge our batteries, or charge the batteries, a little bit of heating, or charge the batteries and our phones or whatever. Mandy used it to use the coffee machine on there. That's no problem, that works fine as well. It's just been a bit of a lifesaver to us, and that's why I'm maybe a bit passionate about it, because we've had it for so long and we've had it in so many situations that it's massively helped us out. It's something that we wouldn't have got through, certainly winter, and even the last few months when the weather's been getting a little bit better and stuff like that, but like the washing machine stuff, going charging other people's vans up, helping friends out by saying, oh, do you want a bit of power for that? Willow Fields were doing building work and they started running out of power, so we just wheel it along and then they plug all the power tools in it. You saw me mopping the van, which is machine polishing the van to get all the scratches out. And yet again the Power Oak Blue Yeti, the AC200 to the rescue. 74%, and this thing on spin up gets to probably 600-700 watts at full speed, so it's been doing pretty good. I just can't say enough about this. There just isn't anything it can't do. It's just there's probably 3 things that I would really like to improve on. Number 1, it needs Bluetooth, just so I can get my phone out and remotely switch it on and off, so that I could have it in the boot wired into the 240 system and just gone, you know what, we're a bit low on power, man, so can't use the inverter in the van. What I'll do is I'll switch the AC200 on the boot, and then you can have a coffee, and then the next time we drive it'll then charge the AC200 from the engine's 12 volt system, because you can do that as well. The next one is the ability to see better what the unit's doing. The display on it and the information you can get from that display, the software function, the menu systems, they're fantastic, but it's really not that great to see it. The brightness, the contrast and that in daylight or even direct sunlight, really do struggle to see it. It's just, for me, that's why the Bluetooth would help, because I could see everything I needed to see. Battery status, what power's going in, what power's coming out, all that kind of thing, all the stats on there, the charge stats and everything like that. If I could see that on Bluetooth, that'd be great. The final thing I think it needs the ability to dual charge. So right now you can plug in say like a 12 volt charger, you can plug in solar, but you can't do it at the same time. You could have your engine running in the van and the solar to fast charge it. It just needs that dual charge input for me. You can put it on a mains charge and solar or 12 volt. It'll accept those because those are two different ports on the back of it. But yeah, not at the same time. So that'd be my three things, Power Oak. If you're watching my video, hopefully you are. Yeah, if you're going to improve on the AC200, let's get an AC200S with a better screen, Bluetooth and dual charging, so that you can charge it off solar and 12 volt at the same time. That'd be absolutely perfect then. Absolutely perfect. But for now, the fact that you can still charge it off mains and solar or mains and 12 volt, you know, I've tried that in the van and that worked really well. I just basically put the inverter on in the van, put the mains charger on, and then charged it off solar as well. That charged up in about 2 hours. It does run a fan as well, so if it's overheating when it's charging or overheating when it's running something like a washing machine at over 2000 watts, then that'll obviously kick the fan in just to cool the internals down and that kind of stuff. Like I said, the information that you get off the display on the front, it's a touch screen display, and the information and controls are absolutely brilliant. Just needs to be that little bit brighter or easier to see in direct sunlight, or just daylight really. Like I say, on the front there you've got buttons to control what you're doing about switching it on or off. It is software driven as well, so when you press the button it is going to take maybe 3 to 4 seconds to boot up to ready to go, and then the software buttons on the screen is how you switch on your 12 volt or your inverter. Like I say, it's just an amazing little device. The things that you can do on it to power a van, a boat, you know, even a house, if your house suffers from power cuts. I think that's enough of my little review. I don't want to go into it anymore. It's a big battery bank and you can run things on it. You all get it now. I know that you've watched so many of these. I just wanted to give you my review of it and what I think that, you know, to us it's made the biggest difference pretty much over the last 5 months that we've been using it. If you want to go buy one, the link's in the video description or it's over on our website, and I'll try and get a code off them as well. They were promoting a discount code, so if I can get a discount code, that'll be in the video description down below as well. So until the next time guys, take care, see you soon, bye.